नमस्ते, हिंदी संवाद में आपका स्वागत है. I explained the exceptions or the irregular verbs in present continuous tense in my last video. Today, let us understand if it would be correct and appropriate to use the irregular verbs just like the regular ones. So, can we use them just like we conjugate, let's say, a verb like paithhna? If I want to say I am reading, I am studying. I, for myself, being a female, I speak मैं पढ़ रही हूँ. This is the rule for regular verbs. But for sitting, can I also say मैं बैठ रही हूँ? So can I also add rahi, or will I have to omit that altogether and follow the rule that I taught in the last video? That is मैं बैठी हूँ. So let us understand today if both the variations, both the sentence structures are correct or not. Now, I've only used I for this example here, but you can create this sentence, form this sentence with all other pronouns, of course. मैं कुर्सी पर बैठ रही हूँ. 3 words. All 3 words is the verb. बैठ रही हूँ means I'm sitting. A girl is sitting. So मैं कुर्सी पर बैठ रही हूँ मतलब if I'm standing and then I'm sitting on the chair, like I'm talking about a mid-motion activity. You can see me standing and then also follow me sitting, because बैठ रही हूँ means for an ongoing action, an action that is happening. But in this case, in this situation where I am, the action is not happening. It has happened. It's done. I sat and now I am presenting myself in front of you. So even though the action has happened, even though like earlier I was standing and then finally I sat down and switched on my laptop, everything. So even though that action is done, the movement is done, this action of sitting is still going on. So even though that action has reached the final stage, it is still going on because because in English you say I'm sitting. I'm already sitting on the chair. So in English that also translates to sitting. So what you can or how you can remember this as is मैं कुर्सी पर बैठ रही हूँ can also be like saying I'm going to sit on the chair where I've not sat yet. But मैं कुर्सी पर बैठी हूँ, if I say बैठी हूँ, that means the action is done. I've sat, that means I've sat, done, but still sitting. It's still going on because I've not stood up yet. I hope this is clear. I tried to make it as clear as possible. Let's look at the second example with the second verb. Now with khada hona. If I say मैं मैदान में खड़ी हो रही हूँ, that means earlier I was sitting, but now I'm standing. I'm going to stand up. So you can easily track my movement. You can see my movement because it is going on. You can see the transition. So I am standing up on the field. I'm going to stand up on the field. Whereas if I say मैं मैदान में खड़ी हूँ, that means this transition, this is done. Now it's this. So I'm already standing, which in a way is still going on because I've not started walking. I'm not sitting. I'm not doing any other movement, for example, like with my legs. I'm not doing anything. So I'm standing. And the third one is मैं कालीन पर लेट रही हूँ. लेट रही हूँ means lying down on the carpet or like going to lie down. So once again, that shows the transition, that shows you the movement. But मैं कालीन पर लेटी हूँ means I am already lying down. So when you enter, suppose you enter a room and you see me lying down, then the first sentence is the right one. That is the appropriate one. There you can tell me, oh, आप कालीन पर लेट रही हैं. You are lying on the carpet. But if you open the door and you see me already lying down there, then you can say, oh, आप कालीन पर लेटी हैं. Oh, you are lying on the carpet. This is the difference between these two movements. And finally, talking about the verb to wear, The first one is मैं चश्मा पहन रही हूँ. Chashma is a pair of spectacles. मैं चश्मा पहन रही हूँ means I am wearing a pair of spectacles. That means, so for example, see, I'm not wearing anything. Okay, but if I do this action, watch very carefully. ध्यान से देखिए. I have a pair of spectacles in my hand. This is not mine. ये मेरा चश्मा नहीं है. चश्मा masculine है. But if I do this, see, you can see my movement, right? You saw me wearing. So that was मैं चश्मा पहन रही हूँ. But if I wear it, see, so once again मैं चश्मा पहन रही हूँ. And now I leave it on. So the wearing action is done, but it's still going on, right? I am still wearing it. So there we use the second sentence. मैंने चश्मा पहना है. That means I am wearing a pair of spectacles, or it can also mean that I have worn a pair of spectacles. And since we are talking about present continuous tense, it means I am wearing a pair of spectacles. So since the beginning is मैंने, the verb now does not match the subject. It does not match the beginning. Instead, it matches the object. Chashma, a pair of spectacles, is masculine. So you choose the masculine form of the verb. Hence, the conclusion is that you can speak both the sentence structures, both are appropriate and correct in their own ways in different kinds of situations. If you're doing the action, if it's still going on, then you will add raha, rahi, rahe suffixes. And if the action is over, but it is still going on, which holds true for a couple of commonly used verbs in Hindi speech that translate to an ing verb in present continuous tense, then you can go for the second one. That is, there you can use the irregular verbs. You should speak your sentences with irregular verbs. As mentioned in the previous video, these are not the only 4 verbs which act like exceptions and which change in this manner. There are more, but these are the more commonly used ones. So remember these 4. To sit, baithhna. To stand, khada, hona. To lie down, letna. And to wear, pehenna. So master these 4 verbs in both the categories, that is regular verbs as well as irregular verbs. मेरा पहला shout out Flo Lang को जाता है, who writes, Dear Firdaus, I've just found your channel and I love the first lesson. Thank you for a very comprehensive explanation of the Hindi grammar. I'm looking forward to learning Hindi with you. Namaste. Namaste Flo Lang. Thank you so much. मेरा दूसरा shout out तम्बिरान जी को जाता है, who writes, Madam, your teaching is easy to understand. Thanks. Do you have written script of your video content? Please inform. I do have a written script and I've provided the same, but not for all the videos. In fact, only for a couple of videos where I have provided a lot of sentences. So you should find that wherever I've mentioned PDF, either on the thumbnail or in the title. If the title says PDF, then you will find the link of the PDF in the comment section as well as in the description box. मेरा तीसरा shout out माइकल जी को जाता है, who writes, मैंने कभी सोचा नहीं था कि एक दिन मैं कम से कम कुछ हिंदी बोल सकूंगा. धन्यवाद अध्यापकी फिरदौस. A teacher is called अध्यापिका. अध्यापिका. बहुत शुक्रिया माइकल जी, ये आपकी मेहनत का फल है. अब मैं आप लोगों से अगली कक्षा में मिलूंगी. नमस्ते.